Hey everyone, it's Monday, September 7th at 2:11 in the afternoon. It's a gorgeous day here in San Diego. Happy Labor Day to everyone in the United States. Anyways, this video was inspired by a comment I just got on Instagram asking about my surgical status, my lower surgical status. This is something trans people encounter often, sometimes daily. Have you had the surgery yet? Do you have a penis or vagina? So, one thing I have to say is you don't have to tell people, you don't have to educate them. I used to feel like I had to. You don't. If you feel comfortable, that's okay. I just said, I don't answer invasive questions about my body or surgical status, especially publicly. So, that just got me thinking, and I know a lot of questions are asked out of ignorance or asked out of curiosity, and they don't know it may be triggering or just plain offensive. So here are just 3 things never to ask a trans person. Number 1, this is the question that we all get all the time and is the most annoying of all. Do you have a penis or vagina, and have you had the surgery yet? First of all, I don't think people realize there are multiple surgeries that go into this, including multiple surgeries for your lower stuff. So there's different kinds, there's different stages, some take a few, there's all different ways to do it. So it's not like you go into a machine, you get sex changed, and you come out. Don't work that way, people. It takes way too many years. Either way, so this question just gets on me. First of all, it's very rude. If you just met a cisgender person, or if you were not told I was trans, you wouldn't even think to ask that. Because, hello, you wouldn't ask a dude like, so how big is your dick, the second you meet him? Or a woman like, hey, describe your labia for me. So, it's very weird if you think about it. If you turn the tables on it, it's very invasive, it's very weird. Also, it doesn't matter like what we have in our pants, unless you want to sleep with us. That's the one exception to the rule. There's always an exception. But the only exception is if you're going to perhaps be sexual with the trans person you're asking. Say you're meeting in a gay bar and they just told you, or you're hooking up with a dude. You can ask then, and ask in a delicate way. Not just like, It's fair to want to know what you're working with. That's okay, and that's the only time. If you want to know for your own curiosity, Google it. There are plenty of blogs on YouTube from people that are willing to be open about their surgeries and experiences, and that's amazing. And then there's some people who don't want to talk about it at all. So find the people that have been open about it, and then go look, or just Google it. You'll find plenty of stuff. Two, what is your real name? Or what was your old name? A lot of people don't ever want to think of their old name. With me, it goes in phases. Some days I can't even think about my old name, and I just say my old name, my birth name. Some days I can say it. It's fine. I don't want to be reminded of that. And so when you ask me, that's rude. That's another thing. You wouldn't ask a person if you didn't know they were trans. So just don't ask that. My old name doesn't matter. My name is Charles, and that's all you have to know. The other stuff was just legalities. So my real name is Charles. This is my name. What's your real name? And the third and final one, family. Does your family accept you? How does your family feel about this? Don't go there. This is a very painful subject for many trans people. I would say most. Some are lucky, and I'm glad for them, and they have accepting parents right away. The family's cool. Especially how the tides have changed, like, socially. In the 10 years I've been transitioning, things are way different. People weren't on YouTube back then. People weren't on Oprah when she was still on, or Ellen, or, So all this stuff, and Instagram hadn't been invented yet. So, I know, I'm old. So with the social tides changing, a lot more people know about us now. Some know to be more PC, some just don't. And I know a lot of these questions are not asked to hurt us or because they want to be rude. They just want to know, but they have to know that it's not always up to us to educate, and it's not okay to ask these things. If anything, a trans person will just tell you if you get to know them and talk to them. Like, I'm very open about it. If I feel comfortable with you, I usually come out. And most people don't ask that, which is kind of awesome, because I think at this point it's like people just see me as a man, but I still get the questions. So family. Family is a sensitive subject for most of us, and even people that aren't trans a lot of times have strained relationships with their parents or their extended family, and they don't want to talk about it. I have some friends that aren't trans that have worse relationships with their parents than I do, and it's very triggering to be asked about their mom or their dad. So that's just something that you wouldn't ask anyone else. Like, if you just met your friends from your bar and they're like, oh, hey, this is blah, blah, hello, nice to meet you, you would be like, so, How are things with your mom and dad? How are things in your relationship? Does your partner still love you? That's kind of an addendum to this one. Will anyone love you? Will you find someone to love? Sure, a lot of people will. And when I started out, I didn't know how that was going to be, but it's fine. There are people that will love you, that are attracted to you, that will validate you, and it'll be awesome. So, I hope that was somewhat helpful. Just want to kind of put it out there, break it down kind of pretty easy, but the one thing you can think about is the golden rule. Treat others as you want to be treated. Treat every trans person as if they were just another person, a non-trans person that you wouldn't ask these things to if you had just met. Alright, everyone, have a great week. Take care.